Welcome to the Bella Vista Gardening Program. I'm Geri Hoerner, and I'm the former president of the Bella Vista Garden Club and a Benton County Master Gardener. And with me today is Janice Kennedy, who is the new president of the Bella Vista Garden Club, and she's also a Benton County Master Gardener. And today we're going to be talking about the Bella Vista Garden Club. The year is starting pretty soon, and Janice has got some new things coming up with the Garden Club, and some new projects and some changes we're going to make in the club. So we're going to talk about that today. There's not very many projects or events going on with gardening in September. The farmers markets are still going on, whoever had the vegetables to sell. So those are still going on, but there's not too many projects going on or events going on in September. So we'll talk mainly about the Garden Club and what you need to be doing in your garden in September. So we'll give you some ideas of what needs to be done in the month of September. But I want to thank Janice for joining us today.
Sure.
And now the reins of the Garden Club have fallen on your hands.
Yes, they have.
And so we have some new plans coming up, and we wanted to talk about all the projects that the Garden Club does.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. And first of all, our main thing is the fundraisers.
Yeah.
Those are really
They're very
important
important. Very important to us. That's the way we survive.
Right.
And our first fundraiser is going to be October the 8th, and it will be from 9 o'clock in the morning till 12. And we're going to have it down at the wastewater plant.
That's the plant sale, fall plant sale.
Yes, the fall plant sale. And I'm kind of excited about it because although we will not have as many plants as we usually have in the spring. This is the fall, and we'll have bulbs and we'll have daylilies. But the Ozark Daylily Society is going to join us there, and they have daylilies to sell.
Yeah, the Ozark Hills Daylily Club is actually has their propagation beds and their display gardens at the Village Wastewater, so they will be selling their plants, and Village Wastewater will sell their plants also that day. So
they will.
A lot of varieties.
Yes, and we're going to have a Master Gardener table there, so to answer questions of why did my plants die? And
what do we do now?
Yeah, help. So if you're looking for new plants, you'll be able to get some plants and perennials from Wastewater. They're going to have some shrubs and different things that they've got. And we're also going to have a workshop. I'm calling it a workshop. You're not going to have to work, but we're going to show how to make a rain barrel. And those folks are from the Master Gardeners, and they're going to be sharing that at probably about 10 o'clock. And so come on down there. Rain or shine, we'll be there.
Right, there's a greenhouse in case, there's a large greenhouse there. In case it does rain, we will have some cover, but I guess most of the plants will be outside. Just bring your umbrella. In the spring, we had some plant sales in the rain, and they came with their umbrellas and bought plants. And you know, most gardeners are pretty much waterproof, so rain would be wonderful, you know, to have it.
It would. It would. So we want to invite everybody to come to that.
Right. It's going to be a great plant sale. And the next event coming up for fundraising is the card party.
The card party. The card party is going to be held at the United Lutheran Church at Cooper Road and Lancashire, or no, Forest Hills. Forest Hills and Cooper Road. And it will, I think it's going to start at 11 o'clock, but
well, there's going to be posters out.
Yes, we'll have posters out, but it's our annual card party, and
it always sells out.
It does. We have a waiting list, and we can only have so many in the church, so that'll be our next big fundraiser.
So it's a card table of 4, and you just bring your own cards or your own game that you want to play. It's $10 a person, and you buy a table for $40. We have wonderful attendance prizes. Last year, those attendance prizes, I wanted all of them when I saw them on the table. They were just wonderful attendance prizes, and the food is great. Everybody raves about the food. We do have like a light lunch with finger foods, but the Garden Club members just put on a wonderful spread of food for the card party. So, and all the money goes to charities.
It does.
It's just required that anything we make on that card party goes into our either our scholarships or other, community projects. So mainly scholarships. So. And then the spring plant sale is our big fundraiser.
Yes, and
that's the first
that
Saturday
will
in May.
be, yes, that's the first Saturday in May. We get over the first two fundraisers,
Yeah.
we'll look for the third one
Right.
in the spring.
And then we have that at Tanyard.
Yes, usually
at the
that's.
Tanyard Pavilion. That usually starts at 8 o'clock. So that's where we make our big fundraising efforts, is on our spring plant sale.
Mm-hmm.
And our scholarship program, if you want to talk a little bit about that. I know you've been really involved with the scholarship program the past few years.
Yes, we give a scholarship, either 1 or 2 scholarships every year to the Northwest Arkansas Community College. And we like giving our scholarships there because it is in the community. And we give it to a horticultural student, and the past few years we've given it to a CAD student and a civil engineer because that is the up-and-coming thing. This year I'd like for them to check out the environmental classes that they have there, and really encourage the students to sign up for a scholarship. And it's something that's very important to the Bella Vista Garden Club, that we give a scholarship to a student, and of course horticulture is our love. And we've had,
future. The
it's true,
are our future.
And the community college has worked with us so well, and we love our relationship with them. And so yes, that's where our monies go, and we'll keep digging and potting and and trying to earn enough so we can give a scholarship, maybe 2 this year.
That'll be wonderful. The more we give, the more we get back from the students, because they're, like I said, that's our future. And the future of horticulture is basically, you know, the students that are coming up with new cultivars and new ways to garden, and they're just a great help for us. So, and the other projects we have, we alternate with the flower show and the garden walk every year. This past year we've had a garden walk where we just showed the 5 or 6 gardens. This coming year, in June of 2012, we'll have the flower show.
Yes, we are having the flower show, and we're so excited because the last 4 flower shows we've had, we have taken the top national award at the national level, which is unprecedented. No other club in this country has ever done that 4 years running.
Well, we do it every other year.
We do it every other year.
So it's the last 4 shows that we've had.
And so once again, we're going to go for it again, and we have some wonderful people working on that flower show, and we've already started working on it. It will be June the 8th and 9th, 2012, and we're going to have 2 days this time. We're going to start in an afternoon after the show is judged. We will open it to the public for part of the afternoon and evening, and then we'll open it up again on Saturday morning for the community to see.
It's going to be at the community church again.
It will be at the community
on
church.
Lancashire
Yes.
Road. So it's a very convenient place, and it's a wonderful venue for our flower show. The lighting is wonderful, and it's a good open area, and McKay Hall is just so conducive to our show that
it is. If you've never been to a garden club standard flower show, try to come, because it's very interesting. It sounds, from a novice, maybe it might sound a little boring, but it really isn't. The staging is incredible, and if you want to see an award-winning show, we've got it. And, we have judges that beg to come and judge our show because they love coming to one of our shows. It's very innovative and beautiful, and
well, in addition to floral designs, we also have at the show horticulture, so they can see, the people can see the horticulture that actually grows in this area and see the best of the horticulture. And then we also have educational exhibits. We have, I think, 3.
Yes, we had 3 last time.
Exhibits. They could be on. One was on butterfly gardening in the past, or wildflowers and native plants. There's just different subjects that are educational, and the booths are wonderful. And I did a booth on recycling, and so the educational awards are great too. And we have food, which is always good. We have to have food, so we have to feed the people. So
they're a lot of fun.
It's free to the public, And there'll be more things coming out in the paper and flyers on the flower show in the spring too. So.
Right.
But there's a lot of projects that the Garden Club does that people don't really know about.
Yes, there are. In fact, I counted up this morning. We have 31 committees
31
working in the club, and we have 114 members now. And of those 114, I would say that 99% work in some capacity on one of those committees, or in some way they help. Some aren't able to dig and pot because they're older and can't do that. Some of us still are plugging away at it, but we have a very active club, and it's a fun club. It's well, you have to come to find out how much fun it is.
That's right. And we have 18 Master Gardeners also in the club. So we have such a good reference for horticulture and wonderful members that just know about gardening and horticulture, and they always love to share. So
they do.
You get a lot of information at the meetings too. And if we can go through just some of those projects people may not know about, like garden therapy. We've been doing garden therapy for years.
Yes,
and years.
Garden therapy. I have a very enthusiastic chairman for that this year, and she has decided that we're going to go to Brookfield Assisted Living and Concordia Assisted Living, and we will do that 3 at each one during the year.
Okay, and they just go and they do little projects.
Yes.
They'll have piano, somebody plays the
Yes.
piano, and we have cookies and refreshments.
Yeah.
But they usually do a little crafty project with flowers.
They will. I think she's going to be
something
doing
to
some more
float.
ambitious things this time, and she's already got a butterfly project planned, and
Oh, that's great.
so it's going to be wonderful, and we'll see.
But the garden therapy
that goes.
is just, it's very special because we're reaching out to the people that can't do gardening anymore. Usually it's people in assisted livings, or, you know, that situation where they just can't, they don't have a
Right.
garden, but they still love flowers and they love plants, and
Yeah.
so we kind of reach out to them with garden therapy. And we've won awards for our garden therapy programs in the past too. It seems like we won awards for just about everything we do.
It's true.
So
It's true. That's just one of the
we try
pluses.
hard. Right.
Yes.
And then every month we do a library design.
Yes. A library.
at the-
Yeah, if you go down to the library, and that little square table that's kind of in the center of that main room, Bella Vista Garden Club, you remember, usually has a design sitting on that table, a dried design or a silk design.
Yeah, we have to use
And-
the silk
yeah,
flowers there
no,
because we
right.
can't refresh them every couple
So
days.
it will stay there for a month.
And we normally try to use everything fresh and natural, but sometimes we have to go artificial.
Sometimes we do.
But the library designs are a little interesting because every month they're different, and you never know what you're going to see there. So it's a little fun side trip you can take every month to the library. And then we do Arbor Day also.
Arbor Day, yes. Arbor Day, I think, I'm not sure what Linda Dahlquist has planned this year, but she's always done a great job in the past. So we'll probably be planting a tree at the cemetery, I believe, is what
Well, last year
we're
we
going to
planted
do.
2 red buds at the Bella Vista Memorial Garden Cemetery, and they had lost some trees there, so we replaced those 2 red buds. And they do have a need for trees. It's been hard in the past for us to find a location to plant the Arbor Day trees because they have to be maintained, and it's hard for the garden club to maintain a garden or something, but we usually try to plant it somewhere where it will be maintained. We tried the trail going over to Tanyard, and they didn't get water, so they died. So the cemetery has a need for trees. So we're going to hopefully keep working with the Bella Vista Memorial Garden Cemetery.
Yeah, watch the
and plant
news
trees
because the cemetery has a new member on their board, and she is just like an Energizer bunny. Let me tell you, and she sent me a wonderful tape about what they've got planned. They've got a landscape architect that's going to be out there doing some stuff, and on the 8th of October they have a major activity planned where they're going to have a lot of volunteers from the college and from Garden Club and people around that are going to go to the cemetery, and they've got going to work on these landscape projects,
Oh, right.
and so
Well,
it's an exciting thing that's coming
Yeah.
up too.
The garden club has maintains the gardens. They had a pavilion there for years, and we would maintain the gardens around the pavilion, and then they changed that pavilion to an information building this past year. So we're trying to maintain the gardens around that and refurbish them, so some of the plants were damaged during that construction. And then we were kind of, you know, taking care of that front entrance a little bit
Right.
too. So, but it needs to be, you know, overdone,
I think these
overhauled, and
folks are going to jump in on that and
have a
make,
master plan.
yeah, they do, and they have a maintenance plan that they're putting together too. So it's going to be,
That's so important.
it will be
to have
it will be very
maintenance.
nice, and so.
But the garden club is
It's-
just really involved with that
Yeah,
cemetery.
that goes way back, doesn't
does,
it?
way back.
We've got
right.
pictures like from 1950 or something.
I don't know how. No, I don't think
Not
the
that
cemetery
far.
was that far back.
Yeah, I saw some incredible pictures. So
But Ife Jones was involved with that cemetery at one point in 1989, I think.
Really?
And he did some designing of a
Oh.
section of that cemetery. So that's near and dear to my heart because I love Ife Jones and anything he designed or was involved with. So, and there is an exhibit down in Fort Smith. I don't have any details on it, but there is an exhibit in Fort Smith about Ife Jones and all of his projects and his buildings. So I haven't been down there to see it yet, but it might be something you can check online or check with Fort Smith Chamber of Commerce. But there is, I think it's going through October, is the exhibit down there. So I'm going to have to get down there and see that. Of course, he did the Cooper Chapel, and he did the Bella Vista Country Club building. So he's very involved in this area with his buildings. And there's a couple homes that he's designed around the area that are really interesting. So the other project I think coming up in January is the
Audubon?
the Audubon project.
Audubon, yes. This year, the state has asked that the grade school students draw either the red-tailed hawk or the painted bunting, and this is for grades 3 through 12. And those drawings, I think they're usually pencil drawings.
In crayons.
And
pencil,
they will be sent to the state for awards, and they will get a monetary award if they win. And I think last year we got a 3rd place, and one of the children that drew that. So we're going to jump back in that again this year, and work on that.
We talk about the state and the national, and the garden club, the Bella Vista Garden Club, is a federated garden club, and we belong to the Arkansas Federation of Garden Clubs, which is under the umbrella of the National Garden Club, and their headquarters is in St. Louis. Their building is right adjacent to the St. Louis Botanical Garden, and they have a wonderful view of the garden with their glass wall in the back of their building. But we're all under that umbrella, so there's just hundreds and hundreds of clubs across the country that all join together and do projects that are similar, and but that's our connection. And when we talk about our state and national awards, it's through that Arkansas Federation of Garden Clubs, and then through the National Garden Club. So, and they both have websites out there if you want to get information on those two organizations. So there's a lot of information out there. Because they also do a lot of work with the Heifer Project, the Heifer International. Right. Which is, their headquarters is in Little Rock. Their main building is in Little Rock. So Heifer does projects all over the world. And also they do projects in the Delta area of Arkansas. Right. And when we give money to Heifer.
Yes, we do. We give a donation to Heifer. That's what we do. And we request that our donations stay in Arkansas, and preferably the Delta area.
Right, we give it to the Delta area.
Yes.
And the club did take a trip down to the
We
Heifer
did a few
Ranch,
years ago, which was
in
interesting.
Like central Arkansas, and it was just a wonderful day trip. And it's very interesting to see how the Heifer Project works. It's all volunteers. It's just it's a great project to get involved with. And the other projects that we do and we maintain for plantings, we do the Blue Star Memorial
Yes, we do.
Garden at the Visitor Center.
71,
Mm-hmm.
right before you get ready to leave Bella Vista, is on the, what would that be, the west side?
The south side.
The southwest side.
Yeah.
Is a garden that we maintain there, and it is a Blue Star Memorial. And a couple years ago, a car ran over the top of that and destroyed a lot of the plants. But
right after we got it ready for the spring,
yes,
the car came through.
We did. A car came over the top of it. I don't know how they did that, but actually, you know, sometimes when something is destroyed and you start over again, it makes it even better. So we did. Did we win an award on that one when we?
Years
I
ago,
think we did.
Win an
Yes.
award on the Blue
Yeah,
Star.
so.
The Blue Star Memorials are so interesting because they're all over the country, and they're really just an honor to the veterans. And of course, it's adjacent to the Veterans Wall of Honor. It's like right across the highway from the Veterans Wall of Honor. And the garden clubs are trying to get more Blue Star Memorials established around the country, and they've really put a big effort towards that. And our Blue Star Memorial's been there for years.
Right.
And I think about maybe 8 or 9 years ago, we had to replace that Blue Star Memorial, and it cost us like $900 just to replace
Ooh.
that sign. So now they're over $1,000 to buy the signs. So, but they're a wonderful, you know, addition to the village to see that Blue Star Memorial. Then, of course, we also do the Veterans Wall of Honor. We do the annuals
Right.
and the Veterans Wall of Honor.
And that's been freshly planted with some new plants because of their 9 or 11/11 celebration or ceremony that they're going to have down there. So that's all been replanted.
So we do a lot of projects around the area, and I'm hoping if you join the garden club, you'll get involved with some of those things. It's not like the club that does 20% of the members do 100% of the work or 80% of the work. We spread it out, and each one does a little bit, and all more hands, you know, help make a lighter load. And then we do also have, for member benefits, we have some discounts at some of the nurseries. We have floral design workshops. We're going to be doing a floral design workshops this year, in addition to adjacent to our flower show. So we'll have that, and also we do have 18 Master Gardeners in the Garden Club, and this is the time when you to sign up for Master Gardener training in January. The fair was held in August, and that's where people signed up to become a Master Gardener and do the training, and the training is in January. So you can just call the Extension office at 271-1060, and you can put your application in to be a Master Gardener. And
yeah.
I guess that's...
I mean, I enjoy the Master Gardener program a lot,
program.
and I took it in 2010, and I was a little apprehensive thinking of taking a test after all I've basically done is make grocery lists, but it was wonderful. So much information, and I think what I learned was that I know nothing.
Well, it's amazing how much you do learn and retain.
They teach you how to find the answers for those things that you don't know.
Right.
And it's a very worthwhile program.
It really is.
And they do a lot in the community too. I think there's around 154 members now, something like that, in Benton County Master Gardeners, yes.
Well, the things we need to do in our garden for September, mainly after we just watered and watered and watered, and it didn't seem to help because of all this heat. I've never seen heat like this before in my life in Arkansas or Missouri. It's just been horrible. And without rain, the plants have really suffered. So the annuals, and your annuals probably aren't doing very well either.
No.
I had to take them out of the pots.
No, it's been so hot that the birds are using hot pads to pull the worms out of the ground.
Oh,
did you hear that?
No. I didn't hear
Yeah, a friend of mine caught a catfish out at Beaver Lake and had a tick on it. That's how dry it is. That's how dry my annuals have been. I went ahead and pulled a lot of my annuals because I figured it wasn't worth the money to pour the water on them to try to keep them. They were not surviving, and so the color wasn't even good. It was like they were just bleached out, and
it's just
and
been a
ugly
horrible,
looking.
horrible gardening summer.
Oh, yeah.
But the tropicals and houseplants you have out, it will we will have a freeze coming sooner or later. I mean, hopefully this weather's going to break, but you have to check the weather for your houseplants and your tropicals if you bring them in. I don't think in September it's going to be that cold because usually our freeze is in October, but you might want to you know, check your houseplants that you've moved outside for any insects and maybe spray them with insecticidal soap, and be sure to do that before you bring them in. So we'll talk more about bringing them in next month. So, but the perennials are suffering too, but the mums are going to start blooming soon.
The mums are in the garden centers now, and I got a few, and I'm just going to put them in some pots that I pulled my annuals out of, and get a little bit of color. And I think Janet Carson says that for her, mums are something that she uses as an annual.
Almost,
because a lot of people will winter them over as a perennial, and they will. But she just pulls hers and starts over each year, each fall with mums.
And the roses have suffered with this drought too, if you haven't watered them. But the Japanese beetles have not been so bad this year, and we kind of figured out it was the cold winter maybe killed the grubs, and that's a possibility. But everyone has said that the Japanese beetles have been almost non-existent this year, which is good. But you still have to kind of watch for your black spot, and you know, feed your roses. And
are you still feeding them now?
In the fall.
In the fall.
Yeah. Okay. September, October, you want to feed them after it cools down. And your lawns, you just need water.
How are your little mini roses doing?
They're doing pretty good.
Are they?
The minis are doing. They're pretty tough, those little mini roses. And your trees and shrubs, you can start planting those in September when the weather cools down, and be sure to put mulch around them after you water. Get them watered in. They're good. The vegetables this year have been horrible.
Oh my goodness.
And no one's had tomatoes because it's so hot. So, but don't give up on your plants, because when this weather cools down, they're probably going to be setting some buds and setting some fruit. So you might get some fruit later, you know, in the season, later than usual.
Yeah, as it cools down, you can start planting those cool crops.
Right. And your lettuce. I'm going to start lettuce again.
I'm assuming that the 100-degree weather will be gone by November.
Yes.
Maybe.
But if you have any other questions, you can check on the Bella Vista Garden Club website. It's bellavistagardenclub.com. We've got a lot of information there on our website. Find out all about the club there. And also the Benton County Master Gardeners have a website, and their hotline's still going on Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 9 to 12 and 1 to 4. If you call 271-1060, you'll get a Master Gardener to answer any of your questions. I know there'll be a lot of questions about dead plants, or you know, plants that are they going to live, and we'll just have to wait till spring to find out.
Right.
So things are just looking pretty bad. We don't know about fall colors, so we'll just have to wait and see. So Janice, I want to thank you for coming today and telling us all about the Garden Club. It's just a wonderful organization,
Thank you for asking
and we
me.
hope that people will come to our first meeting.
I do. The first meeting, September the 28th, and social time at 11, and we will start the meeting at 11:30, and then we'll feed you some lunch at 12.
Right.
And we've got an incredible speaker coming. It's Captain Brian McKenzie from the Arkansas Wild.
The Arkansas
what do they call him?
Federation or something.
Yeah, let's see. Arkansas Game and Fish Commission.
Game and Fish.
And he's an incredible speaker. It's very funny.
It's going to be very interesting.
Really enjoyable.
So I hope you can come to the meeting and maybe join the club and join the fun.
Yes, do.
And until then, don't forget to stop and smell the roses.